Yes, we'll get started anyway. So Peter's told us his good news about his signing off on running his business on the side of his job, which is fantastic. And
That's great.
yeah, maybe set a little intention around the website being done, Pete.
Yep. So what's the date today?
13th.
13th.
Did either of you, actually I'll say welcome, and because for the recording I'll say welcome to week 5 of Quantum Leap. We're talking about going forward, all the steps that we can take going forward to keep our vibration high and to keep our momentum up. And we might start with some feedback about any of the money exercises that we talked about last week. So did either of you get a chance to either throw some money away or do some of the deserving list?
Yes, I did. $50 went out.
Oh, how did you feel?
I felt fine.
Yep.
So maybe I should have made it more. But, yeah, I felt fine. And I'm sure that'll get picked up. It was night time, and I left it in the vicinity of the supermarket in the median strip, but we're near a pedestrian crossing. I thought that'll get somebody's attention.
Good.
Was stuck in some plants, but they weren't very thick. They should be seen easily enough. I must go back and see if it's gone.
You should.
Yeah. So no, I'm sure that's gone.
Yeah.
And yeah, that felt fine. And the list I haven't done the 100 yet, Steph, but I've got up to 67 so far.
Oh, that's impressive.
So there's obviously more I can do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. How have you felt doing that list? Have you felt a shift whilst you've been doing that at all, or?
Well, it gets me to thinking about the things that I've already got a good attitude about myself, and it is nice to write things down. And as I write down, I think, oh yes, there's that too, and oh yes, and I can do this too, and so on. Yeah. So, yeah. I like myself.
Excellent. I like myself most of the time too.
Yeah.
And how about you, Peter? Do. We'll play some music while Peter's computer catches up so that he can unmute himself.
Hello.
Hello.
I've got to stop doing things. I was trying to open the email that you sent us to make sure I'd done everything because I was a bit slack this week.
Oh, that's okay.
But I did notice something interesting today. Was $2 fell out of my pocket at lunchtime, and I went to pick it up, and I did pick it up in the end. But I thought, oh, I should leave that for someone else. So the actual intention was there, and the actual thing about the exercise came into my mind.
Yeah.
But I still picked it up. It was because it was in the canteen environment, and I was leaning over my chair, so it would have been a bit awkward, I think.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I still need to do that, and I haven't done any of the 100 things. I can't actually remember what we had to do.
So it was just about you will.
Oh, by self-worth.
Yeah, you'll attract and keep the amount of money that you feel like you're worthy of or that you deserve.
Yep. I'm just looking at my notes from last week now.
Yeah, so it's like a self-worth type of a list, why you deserve to be fabulously wealthy.
Yep.
Yeah. And you might not feel the need to do it. Like it's a good exercise to do anyway. But yeah, you might not necessarily feel like you have a worth issue when it comes to earning money.
Yeah, but one thing I did do was I'm the division director for Toastmasters this year.
Yes.
And we had to vote for a district leader. And when I thought about it, I thought, I'm going to vote for myself. So I actually made a case for myself, and I've nominated myself, and I said, this is the reason why I think I should be the District Officer of the Year.
Yep.
And a series of bullet points. And I put at the end, I was thinking about it, and I thought, why not me? So I nominated myself, and I actually looked back over the year and realised what I've actually achieved and what I've actually done. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so it might be something specifically that you'd like to do around you being a coach as well and having paying clients. You know, why would someone benefit from working with me? Why would it be a fair value exchange for them to pay me $447 a month or $397 for the easygoing rate for the phone coaching?
Yep.
That's always worth doing.
Yes. I think I'll need to do that anyway. That's probably one of the things I should do this week as part of my preparation, because I've got it in my head that I'm going to start on the 1st of July. So what I'm doing now is prep work, and 1st of July is that's when it starts.
Press the go button.
Yep. So I don't really want to do before then, because I think I've set the intention subconsciously, and I just think, well, I'll leave it until the 1st of July, so I don't get mixed up inside. Yeah,
that's all good. It's only a couple of weeks away now anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I feel.
Yeah, good. Awesome. Hi, Marina. Oh, she can't talk, but can see and hear you. Happy to just listen in tonight. No worries. Oh, there's James as well. So we were just going through how people went with their money exercises. Did you forget about tonight? Did you get my message, James?
I just saw you on Facebook.
Yeah, I thought you might have because of the public holiday. It's a bit confusing.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
No, it's all right, because Peter said to me as well, why have you got a call tonight? It's Sunday. I said, no, love, it's Monday. And he's like, oh, yeah. It felt like Sunday. So Roger and Peter have just shared their experiences with their money tasks. Do you get any opportunity to throw some money away, James? No. What about work on your deserving list? Did you start that?
Yes, I did.
Good. How did that go?
Yeah, good. Someone shared that thing on Quantum about the Tony Robbins thing. That was really quite moving, actually.
Yep.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Yes. What did you get out of it? What message did it send for you?
Kind of connected me with friends and family, actually. Just so, don't know if I've been a little bit detached lately or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was good.
So just a reminder to make sure that you be present with them and connect to them. Yeah,
just totally just to connect on a more personal level, and just because I've been working a lot and had a lot on my plate, I've probably just, it's not been too busy. I've just been
distracted, yeah. Yeah. And how did you go with the deserving list?
Yeah, good. I got quite a number of things down, and it wasn't really. I don't really have a problem with deserving money. So
okay. Yeah. So it wasn't cathartic for you or anything. It was just a matter of just nice to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Good. Cool.
Yeah.
And we have Kim join us all the way from Bali.
Yay.
Hello. Kim's on her phone, so I'm not sure if she'll be able to talk to us, but she can definitely listen in. See if we can hear you, Kim. Say something.
I can hear you now. Just got the sound.
Ah, very good. We can hear you too.
After downloading Zoom 4 times, twice at home and 3 more times. So anyway, we're here.
Oh my goodness. How is it in sunny Bali?
Which restaurant shall we go to? Shall we go in the pool or the beach?
Yeah, tough decisions.
It's tough, yes.
Yeah, I'm feeling now. I can feel your pain.
Shall I get a drink when the boy goes past, or next time?
Yeah, lovely.
It's lovely.
Good.
Yeah. So I'm just here living like a king, living the dream.
Lovely. You've done that money throwing away exercise before in the past, haven't you?
I have, yes. So I haven't actually been giving anything here. I've been giving tips. Yeah. Like much more than I normally would.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Cool.
So today I gave the taxi driver extra $10, and we're tipping at eating, and so every little bit helps, and it's not that much.
Yeah. Great. Excellent. Well, nice to see you all. Finally, we all got on, so that was fantastic. I'll just share my screen, and I'll start with going through what I've got prepared for tonight. Where is my PowerPoint? Here it is. Okay. Now I'll bring the chat screen up first so that I can see everyone there.
Okay.
Okay. Play from start. Let's see if we can get this happening. For some reason it never does it the first time. Okay. So we're in week 5 or module 5, and what I'm going to talk about tonight is making your spiritual practice a habit, and we're going to be brainstorming some ideas about how you can incorporate some raising your vibrational activities into your everyday life. Because something that when I listened to some of Marianne Williamson's live stream talks online. She does a live talk once a week in the US, and she films it and has it broadcast on live stream, which is an app that you can get, which I've got on my phone. And the talks are usually up for 3 or 4 days, so you can sort of watch or listen to them at any time. And something she said which really interested me was that she sees spiritual practice as being similar to physical exercise. So you can't just exercise, you can't just make a decision to exercise for 12 months and get really super fit and get into really great shape and have your body feeling fantastic, and then stop exercising and expect that you'll maintain that level of fitness and health for the rest of your life. And I think that I had always sort of had the expectation that at some point I will have done enough spiritual practice and I will have read enough, self-help books and whatever, all those personal development stuff, and done enough emotional healing and all that kind of stuff to a point where then I can just stop and, I'll be well, I'll keep that health for the rest of my life. And when she said that, it really hit home to me that I need to embrace the fact that this is going to be a daily practice for me. Spiritual practice is going to be a daily habit for me forever, for the rest of my life. And therefore, I had to start thinking about, well, how can I actually maintain a daily practice or a regular practice? It doesn't have to be every single day. That is sustainable, because we tend to go onto a health kick or a fitness sort of thing, and we do it for a few months, and then most people just kind of drop off for a while and lose a bit of enthusiasm, and then we pick it up again, blah blah blah. So for me, I feel like in our culture and in our society, we're surrounded by low vibrational energy with what we're bombarded with in the media, with most people that we're associating with on a day-to-day basis in general. And it's really important to continue to consciously raise our vibration because it will continue to be lowered, even with electromagnetic frequencies and the food that we eat. Even if we eat reasonably clean, we're not eating food most of us aren't eating food that we've totally grown ourselves and is all wholesome and organic and all those kind of things that our lifestyles have. So I've come up with 7 daily habits, and I've actually written a book. Well, I'm in the process of writing a book. I've actually written 101 ways to raise your vibration based on things that I've done in the past, and they're all less than 5 minutes, and they all cost less than $5. And I've got the list of 101, and I'm just in the process of actually writing out the sort of the scientific basis about why each of those work. So that'll be something that you can look out for. I'm not sure when that will be finished, but it's something that I've got sitting there in the background. So the first one is there's a reason why I've put this for number 1, is because the more that I read time and time again, the more that it comes back to being grateful with where you're at and what you've got. And it's the most powerful mood booster of all. It's also the most powerful vibration lifter. And, Abraham Hicks just talks about the importance of feeling good. Just feeling good is like the number 1 key to manifesting anything that you could possibly want, that you could possibly ask for. And, she explains when you're setting a goal, she explains the importance of letting it go, or putting the goal aside and not thinking about it at all. Because if we set a goal because, a certain situation in our life is usually we'll set a goal about a situation that's not where we want it to be, that's lower than where we want it to be. So let's just say we're in a lot of chronic physical pain, and we set a goal that we want to be pain-free, or we want to be, free to do whatever it is that we want to do. Then it's important to set that aside, because when we focus on wanting to be free to do whatever we want to do, or have the energy or the health or whatever to do whatever we want to do, then we're still connecting with the vibration of that we're not right now, that we're not free to do whatever we want to do right now. So she says, write the intention, put it aside, and then do whatever it takes to feel good now besides that. So gratitude is really important. Now, I personally don't keep a gratitude journal, but I just live it. I just live gratitude. I just feel grateful for the most small things, like, when the cashier at the supermarket does a beautiful way of packing the groceries into the bags, when they take the care, like just really little things that most people just wouldn't even occur to them. I just think, and I usually compliment them if they do a beautiful packing job. I go, look at you, I really appreciate you being really careful with packing the bag and fitting so much into that bag like that, or whatever it is. Just so lots of little things that I just express gratitude for, and it's often in my head, even in sort of so-called bad situations. If I'm sick, for instance, I just feel really grateful that I've got a warm bed and that I've got people that love me, that look after me and feed me and whatever. So, yeah, that's about gratitude. And as usual, if you want to stop me, if you've got anything you want to share or any questions, just let me know. And the good, for people who are not in the habit of gratitude, and I know all you guys are, that's why a journal's, it's a really good place for them to start to actually, raise their consciousness of changing their perspective and being grateful. The second one is to continue to read an affirmation out loud and to really feel the vibration of the affirmation. So when we're starting to read something out loud that doesn't necessarily ring true for us, act as if. So pretend. So you might become an actor. You might step into the shoes of someone for whom this is true at that time. And then over time, you'll notice that it gets easier and easier, and you try it on, and it feels like it fits a lot better. So I recently reread this book called Manifesting Matisse, which I'm sure that I shared with you earlier on, which is about a lady called Michelle Nielsen who helped. She manifested her son who had severe developmental delay to improve his intellect and his everything about him, so that he became on the normal sort of scale of a child. And she had some really cool affirmations that I've pinched from her book, but obviously given her credit for. So one she says is, I'm filled with vibrant, renewable energy to live my highest purpose, and I love to help others do the same. And that was one that really resonated with me. And I know that all of you on this call are also someone that wants to assist other people to have vibrant, renewable energy to live their highest purpose. So I've put that in there that you can all copy and put up somewhere if you so desire. Another one, which I thought was beautiful. The universe is loving, filled with treasures, and generous. It always gives me everything I need and so much more. And I think that, that's a really critical one, because when so-called bad things happen to us, we can adopt the attitude of basically we're here to suffer. We're here as human beings. It's just continuous challenges, suffering. What is the universe doing to us? Complaining, I guess, we've got very much a culture of complaining and not taking responsibility for where we're at. And I thought, given that, just turning that around and saying the universe is loving, it loves me and it wants the best for me, I just think it's just really beautiful. So here's another one which says, love flows to me all day, every day, and I allow love to flow through me to the world. I just think, oh, do they just make me feel all gooey inside? And here's a few universal affirmations, and I couldn't be bothered typing them out, so I just took a screenshot because I've got the book on my phone. So I completely love and accept myself today and every day. I let go of old thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that don't serve me or further my visions. I deserve to receive abundance in every area of my life, and I receive it with gratitude. I'm whole, healthy, and mature mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. So there are some short and sweet ones that I'll put in there as well. So the next one that she talks about, which is something that I'd forgotten about actually, is to practice gratitude for what you are manifesting. So to say thank you as if you've already received it. So this is like quantum jumping, where you project yourself, your energy, into some kind of a future time, and imagine that whatever you want has already happened. And then feel the gratitude that, I'm so grateful for, this that's turned up in my life. And so it's just that next step with, the visualization that you're in there, and it's actually saying thank you for, thank you as if it's already happened. So example is I'm so grateful for these opportunities to boost my earning power and make a greater difference. I'm so grateful that my body loves to heal itself and allows me to do everything I want it to do, or everything I want to do. So there's a couple of gratitude things, and you can make them more specific. So Roger might be, I'm so grateful, that I'm spending every day with the woman of my dreams, and that we're having such a good time together. So it's feeling that gratitude. It's really cool. So my third suggestion is to actually be grateful for your traumas and tragedies, because whilst we're holding on to the pain or the hurt, or I wish that hadn't happened to me, then we're going to continue to have that vibration within us. So just to acknowledge that even when, often when we set ourselves a big goal, we feel sometimes it can appear that we go backwards before we go forwards. We can say, yeah, but I've set myself this big goal, but I feel like I've actually gone backwards in the meantime. But that, to me, that is just the universe sending you some more challenges so that you can grow, so that then you'll be prepared for that next level. So just to have that philosophy of the universe is always conspiring in our favour. Our traumas and tragedies are what help us grow and harness strength and determination we wouldn't have had. And none of us would be here on this spiritual journey learning all this stuff and doing all our personal development and our emotional healing and be so equipped to help others, have so much compassion to be able to help others, if we hadn't have had the traumas and tragedies in our lives to date. So the affirmation that goes with that is, I'm grateful for the experiences in my life that make me the person I am today. So raising your vibration is also one thing that's really important, is to express emotions when they arise, to move through them to peace and love. So whilst it's really important that we feel good as much as possible, it's kind of the paradox of, it's also important that we don't mask our negative emotions or deny our negative emotions, so to speak. So that if something happens which is really sad, that we actually allow ourselves to cry. That when we're frightened, that we allow ourselves to breathe into the fear. That we're angry, that we do the anger expression work. And again, I know this is stuff that you guys are familiar with, but I've spent quite a bit of time toying with that balance between expressing the emotion that's coming up when you're not feeling great, when you're not feeling the happy, fantastic vibe, and how do I do that whilst still feeling in the right vibration to manifest what I want to manifest. So for me, the key is to actually allow the emotions to move through when they come up, so that I'm not just pushing them away. And then at the end of that emotional expression is that peace and the loving feeling underneath that. And, that's very much the message that Nicholas de Castella says about being open-hearted, is that if we can live life to the full and express our emotions safely and appropriately as they come up, then that helps us to move through and get to that point of, feeling good again. And for me as well, I can feel really super sad and still feel grateful at the same time. So I try and keep that balance going. So this is taken from Nicholas de Castella's emotional work. So in terms of the positive emotions, you've got joy or happiness, which is where there's a perception that you've gained something in your life. And then the opposite of that is sadness, where the perception is that you've lost something. So then you've got excitement, which is where you expect that you're going to gain something. And then on the opposite side of that, you've got fear, which is where you expect that you're going to lose something. Then you've got passion, which is where there's something that you really want in your life. And you've got anger, which is where something is happening that you don't want. So each emotion is simply, the opposite side of the coin. And to me, his work on emotions, these descriptions in particular, and the way he talks about them, it's the best explanation that I've ever heard. And I've done a lot of reading about emotional stuff. I let go of old thoughts, feelings and beliefs that don't serve me or my further visions. Is if you've got old emotions that feel like they keep resurfacing, even though in your present situation there's nothing triggering them very much, that's a really nice affirmation to work with. So number 5, of course, is to meditate, and which allows you to connect with the infinite source energy. So we're all incredibly stimulated at all times. We've always got something externally that we're focused on, whether that be our television or people around us, or whether we're cooking or whether we're busy doing something at work, blah, blah, blah. That's all external focus. And meditation allows us to have that internal focus. And when we can connect internally and be quiet, then that's where we can connect to the energy of source, God, divine energy, whatever it is, which is where, the infinite possibilities lie in that connection with source. So also meditation allows us to be in the present moment. And I would encourage you, when you are meditating, even if it's just for 5 minutes every day, meditation doesn't need to be a long hours sitting for an hour or anything like that. To be in the present moment where only peace and love exist. So all of those emotions that we went through before, the joy, the sadness, the passion, they're all constructs of our mind. None of them actually are real. So when we bring ourselves into the present moment, everything is actually perfect and just exactly where it should be. Number 6 is devoting ourselves to lifelong learning. And this goes on, I guess, the next step in what I was saying about making my spiritual practice is going to be a lifetime journey. Learning is a lifetime journey for me as well. So listen, read, learn, and always be curious about what else you can learn. So James has asked about what meditation looks like for everyone. That's a really good question, James. I might unshare my screen and throw it open to discussion about that. Roger, would you like to talk about your meditation practice?
Sure. Formally, I meditate every Thursday night because we facilitate a group meditation. I actually take that once a month, the rest of the time, or when I'm needed to. Now, it can be different each time in as much as where I get to. I mean, I can get quite deep, and it's very, very powerful in a group. Group meditation is certainly the easiest way to get into the meditative state, into that zone. And of course, as Lisa, my mentor, would say, the idea is not to go to sleep, but to remain aware and being in the moment. But with a quiet mind. That's a very brief explanation.
Do you meditate at home though?
Not so much. Yeah. So it's not a daily practice. However, I am mindful. So being mindful is a meditative thing.
Yep.
And I have a number of practices. Like first thing in the morning, I give gratitude for the day, and at the end of the day, I give gratitude as well, which is at least being in that mindful place and also with gratitude. And particularly when I make my green smoothie in the morning, I will give all quite a. It's a bit lengthy. You could say grace, but it's actually it's a prayer and an affirmation, and I'm projecting energy into the mix that I do, asking that it also be beneficial for me in conjunction with the supplements and medications that I take, and so on, and some specifics in there as well. And so those things, I am present, and I'm actually involving myself in the moment too, which is what a meditation will do as well. Oftentimes through the day, I will listen to the birds. I've got a lovely lot of different birds here, and I'll watch them. And same thing, as you saw with some of the photos that I took, and as I said, I took about 190 photos yesterday. I was stopping the car on the way to Alexandra, an hour's drive, so it was longer than an hour's drive, just soaking up the views on the way. So I was mindful of what I was looking at. So yeah,
beautiful.
So yeah, that's part of my practices. Probably more so yesterday than other days, but that's part of what I do as well.
Yeah, for me, just if I'm walking or even out and about, to just connect with either a bird or a flower, or even there's some bright, beautiful leaves on a tree or something like that, just brings me back to the present moment and feeling that oneness with all living things, that I am one with that living thing, whatever it is that I'm marveling on about that at that moment. So that can just happen in an instant. That can be,
Yes.
5-second thing, but it's really powerful as well. So Marina's saying that for her, she loves to garden, that it sucks me into this space. The kids don't disturb me because they think I'll ask them to help. Otherwise, I imagine something and let the tail appear. I clear my chakras and see them shine up and accept in new energy and send it out again. I try to sit in silence, but jobs and things I have to do come in. Yeah, sitting in silence can be probably the most tricky. But it is very powerful, even if you can just do it for a few minutes. I have 3 or 4 meditation apps on my iPhone, and there's a beautiful one which is called Relax and Rest, and it has a 5-minute, a 15-minute, and a 25-minute version of the meditation. And you can choose whether you want water in the background or music or just a silent background. It's just a woman's voice talking you through. Just relax. Just don't worry about what's going. Just let the thoughts come and go. Don't stress if you've got, if your mind is wandering. And it's just beautiful. It's really beautiful. So I often do that I often will go and have a lie down in the middle of the afternoon. And just if I do a 10-minute meditation with that, I'll do the 15-minute one actually. I just feel so rejuvenated from that and clearer. I also do yoga. I do a body balance class, and I find that very meditative. So there's lots of different ways you can do it. Do you ever meditate, James?
Yes.
What do you do?
Years ago, I bought all of Paul's meditation CDs.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of that. But then I learnt to begin to concentrate on stuff that I was moving towards, I guess, is a way to put it. So it's really funny because the way my office is set up right now is how I pictured it 10 years ago. So at my office, and I wasn't in business back then. So So yeah, I do it, and I do it for a whole heap of things, just on different levels, of or different sections of my life. So work life, private, stuff I'm into. So I believe a lot of the stuff I do overseas now is because I've seen it and visualized it, or so yeah.
Cool.
And
Thanks, James.
I was just wondering how other people do it.
Yeah, no, it's an excellent question. What about you, Kimmy? Do you meditate most days, or?
Not most days, probably only 3 or 4 times a week.
Okay.
Certainly, but I do yoga once or twice a week, and the yoga I do includes meditation.
Yep.
And I certainly, I'll say go off there, because sometimes I think, oh, where am I?
Yeah.
So I've gone somewhere.
Yes.
But generally at home, I need music or some assistance.
Yeah.
To quieten me.
Yeah. Most people do. Cool. Thank you. And I'm going to unmute Peter.
I was just about to do it myself.
I know that morning meditation was something that you asked about in the group.
Well, I still struggle. It's mainly because I'm in a zone of got to do this, got to do that, got to do that, and then I go to work. So it's finding the disruption really to then say, well, as part of these tasks I've got to do, I need to do this. And if I've got to get up 20 minutes earlier or 50 minutes earlier in order to fit that in, then that's really what I've got to do. But I'm not been very good recently. I have been looking at mindfulness apps as well. Yep. And I've had some good advice from some friends of mine who give me some recommendations. But I've downloaded them, but I haven't really used them. But I did use some when I used to drive to work, so I could sit in the car for 5 minutes or so once I got to the destination, then do the meditation, and then go into work. So I did find that did help. Like you said, made your mind a bit clearer. And you end up walking in like on this carpet of air sort of thing. But then people think you're really weird. But they think I'm weird anyway, because I've been a person old place who says I'm fantastic, I'm excellent, everyone's not bad, everyone's depressed, everyone's down. And that was very interesting what you said earlier. I'm surrounded by low vibrations. That is just so true.
Yeah.
But but it's something I need to do, and it's something I will do.
I like that idea of leaving 5 minutes earlier, and when you arrive at work to do 5 minutes in the car. That's a good idea.
Yep, so I was doing that. It was only a couple of minutes, 2 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's still, if you do it every day, it would make a big difference.
Yep.
Cool. Thanks. Okay. I'll go back to my screen. So the last point is to remember about surrendering, because when we're far more powerful to surrender and allow Source to work through us rather than us trying to do it ourselves. And this is something that is really difficult it's still difficult for me to really grasp that concept. But like Marianne Williamson's really strong on, she just thinks the whole philosophy of, if you want something, you've got to go out there and you've got to fight for it and you've got to work hard for it and you've got to make it happen. And she said it's absolute and utter nonsense, because none of us have got the power to make anything happen. And that we're way more powerful to allow it to happen. So I guess, I love that word, to allow. So I guess that whilst it's really, it's important to take action and to be actually doing things to be moving you towards your goals, it's also important to allow the source energy to actually create the opportunities for us. I guess that's the best way that I can articulate it. And when we surrender and when we've got complete trust that everything's going to work out, then when we're not trying to control everything and stifle everything, because there's no way that our conscious mind can possibly, have even a, 0.00001% of an idea about what the possibilities are, or what someone else, what God or what source or what our life path is going to look like, or what the possibilities are, or how what we want to manifest is actually going to happen. So when we surrender and trust and just let go and let God, then it allows for our curiosity and our intuition to actually become more open and turn on, I guess, a bit more. And then we can embrace more possibilities, and we actually see the possibilities, and we're open to allowing things that are unexpected. When we try to control everything, we try to control the output. We also are controlling the input as well, controlling our external environment. And of course, it's just not realistic. And yeah, so I hope that makes sense. It's kind of a tricky one to explain. So are there any more questions before I move on to the next bit? Just open my chat. So a lot of those things, really, they're not necessarily things that actually take time. They're more things that we can be mindful of and that we can bring into our everyday awareness, with what we're already doing, just doing things a little bit differently or thinking about things a little bit differently. So in a second, I just wanted to ask for a little bit of feedback about Quantum Leap. But before I do that, the first Quantum Leap group, the 2 groups that I ran, when we got to week 5, a couple of the people said to me, is there anything that we can do to continue on the momentum? Because, they felt like the 5 weeks were fantastic, but they'd love to continue on in some format, some fashion. So I came up with a suggestion that we continue with a fortnightly call where it's just a check-in, how you're going, how's it been going in the fortnight. It's very informal, and ask me any questions, tweak intentions or create new intentions or whatever it is, and to just have a little bit of accountability about what they're going to do in the next fortnight. So those people signed up for 3 more months for $100 a month for a fortnightly call. So it's a group call, and there won't be more than 5 people on the call. And at the moment, I'm doing that during the day, one of the days. So if any of you would like to continue on doing that, just let me know. I would love to hear about a reflection time, I guess, about how you found the course and about how you feel that you might be different since we began. I know a lot of you have shared some things along the way about how things have changed in your external world. But yeah, I'd just love to check in if there's anything that you liked the most about it, and if there's anything that you felt that could improve, any area that could be improved. I'd be really happy to. I'll stop my share because I think that's all I've got for tonight. Who wants to go first? Kim.
I've just written ask, allow, and give thanks.
Yeah.
And as soon as I get back from Bali, I've got this project to get stuck into and see how it goes. So I'll get you some feedback. Maybe even I'll put it together while I'm here. But then I might put it on the Facebook Quantum Leap page.
Yeah, great.
Things that would be, topical and relevant to the course. But so do you think that sums it up? Ask, allow, give thanks.
Pretty much. I love the word allow. It's just, yeah, definitely.
And my husband's just giving gratitude for his new $20 Versace t-shirt.
Ah, very good. Very cute.
So, because we haven't had dinner yet. Our dinner starts at 7, so we're just going to be a little bit late to our dinner.
Okay.
Because we haven't. Yes, and I think I've got too much on because I'm all right here in the air conditioning, but when we get out, it's just beautiful.
You definitely have to take a layer off before you go out.
Anyway, so thank you, Steph, and I'm actually going to pull out the plug and go now because we've got people waiting for us.
Okay.
Dinner, so.
It was great that you could make it on and enjoy your dinner.
Eventually. Yep. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks, Steph.
Bye.
Okay.
So anyone else want to share any reflections about where they've been, how they've changed, how they feel different perspective that you've got? How you found the course in general?
I'll go.
Thanks, Pete.
So the one thing which I've noticed is, and you could probably slap me if you want, is I didn't realise how much my partner does for me.
Oh, okay.
And so having the gratitude journal and actually thinking about things at night time, sat in bed, going through the day, reliving the day and looking at what people have done for me, actually reinforced all the little things that she does for me. And also the little things that other people are doing for me as well.
Lovely.
So I think the gratitude journal was the biggest highlight for me. I'm still doing it now, even 5 weeks into it. It's become one of my sort of little
daily rituals.
That's the word I'm looking for. A ritual. Yes, it is a ritual at the end of the night. So I sit up in bed and reflect on the day and what happened today. And sometimes it's things like in the movie I watched, The Theory of Everything, over the weekend, the one about Stephen Hawking's, and there's a scene in that where he's got his friends around him and they're all eating and he can't eat, and it was just things like, I'm so grateful my hands work and I can walk and talk and other people don't have that.
Absolutely.
So it's just the little things. You just take so many things for granted, and that's what came up for me.
Brilliant. Excellent. So did you buy your partner some flowers and say thank you?
Not yet. So that's a good idea.
Just because?
Yeah, just because, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lovely.
That's me.
Thank you. I've created a SurveyMonkey feedback form that I'll send you guys the link to tomorrow. So I'd be really grateful if you could fill that in and give me some feedback from the group. So Marina's saying this process has made my resolve stronger to keep on track and be consistent. The calls were great. I appreciated the straightforward delivery of info. Love the content. Thanks, Marina. It's funny because I was reflecting on, I've been wanting to how's the word? I've been wanting to work on how I can word my journey when I introduce myself to people, to let them know how it is that I got to be where I am now. And something that I was reflecting on was that my unfortunate experiences at uni, where I felt like across 8 years that I studied, that I was supposedly studying what I actually wanted to do, probably could have been done in 1 year in terms of relevant content that I learned. And I think that one of the benefits that I gained out of that experience was that I only will ever teach anything that's really practical and applicable and relevant. So, I was just reflecting on that, and I think that comes out in my sharing of, what it is that I know and why and that kind of thing. So, just a random thought.
My turn, Steph.
Off you go, Rog.
What it has done is once again bring me back to the importance, the important way of doing the manifestation, which I've been fine and big on letting go and allowing, but there's other parts that I've also let go and not done. So that's the visualising, and you said a couple of good ones tonight. On living, seeing myself, giving myself that gratitude, just visualising myself with, as if it's already happened with this partner, and there's a couple of other ones in there as well, which is like that. So I'll certainly be going back over tonight's call, and when you post it, to go over and get myself into a routine where I will do that as a, if you like, a spiritual practice. So that's what I can do.
Great.
Just another thing, I've picked up a couple of things through the week. One was it was a blog that I printed out from Kelly Cooper and it was entitled 3 Reasons the Law of Attraction Doesn't Work for People, or isn't working for you.
Yep.
And 4 pages of that. So I've printed that one out. I'm going to go back over through that again. I'm not sure whether I've lost the link, but I should be able to get it back again because I've got the web address here.
Okay.
And the other one is what's the name again? Her book. I just rereading it. Shirley MacLaine. The book's called What If. And I had read that before, and I'd marked a couple of pieces in it, and I was just flicking through, and I marked a section, and what I had highlighted was that when she does her affirmations, like each birthday, she will do affirmations of what she wants by the next birthday, what she wants done, achieved, received, whatever. And she does it 3 times. She does it once for her physical, once for the mental, and once for her spiritual. And she will picture it in each of those ways, and then she lets it go. So then she every time she does a visualization or a goal set or a manifestation, she will do it 3 times, and then she lets it go. And the amount of times that's been there by the next birthday, it's a very, very high percentage. So I thought that might be another one to share.
Great.
Okay.
Thanks, Rog. That leaves you, James.
Yep. I found a number of times in this course that it's brought healing inside, but I'm not sure what's really getting healed. But and a number of times things that have opened up have led to like a lot of emotion, and so which has been crazy because I'm not really an emotional person. So So it's been an interesting few weeks, but another part of the experience has been, it's been really great to just learn to really lock in on the being open to like money and finances and stuff like that. So just having fun with it, as in grabbing a hold of the that money song that was put up there, and I've been having a lot of fun with that.
Awesome.
And
driving all your work colleagues crazy with it?
Actually, yes. So, but they're getting into it. So, and then the whole gratitude and the whole locking into my gratitude, and then and I think one of the most powerful parts of it for me was when I was right at the start, where, you know, like I had all of the goals and or intentions there, but it was really just affirming to me of the why, and locking into the passion and the emotion of the why I want to do, or why I would like money coming into my life. And so and it has been a really intense healing journey for me personally, so it's way too much to talk about right now, but it's been just a whole heap of little things that I've realised that I've probably done wrong or made bad decisions, but they're little tiny things, like, you know, and I just could have easily, instead of turning right, I should have turned left, or, you know, and it would have made a whole heap of difference. So it's kind of just unraveling all of that out of my life and getting like rid of the junk and getting a real clarity there. So I'm waffling now, so I'll stop.
No, not at all. No, because, you know, those wrong turns that we take allow us to experience, this is what Abraham Hicks says, right? It allows us to experience the contrast, which means allows us to experience and get really clear about what we don't want.
Yeah.
And in actual fact, just makes us our resolve stronger to then go in the opposite direction next time. Whereas if we had have chosen the so-called easier path or the correct path the first time, then we might not have been so strong in our resolve, and we might have let it slide, or not, you know, not appreciated it, or, you know, not gone down, not had that resolve to then go down that path.
Yeah. Yeah.
So can you see how those so-called bad decisions or self-sabotage or whatever you want to call it has just made you more clear now?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And the biggest lesson for me has not been that money is like, money is important, but I don't know how to word it properly, but
yeah, it's not the answer.
Yeah, like my wife is more important.
Yeah.
And that's like, and my friends are more important, and my family, and so that's been a real it's like taking my focus away from working hard in order to provide, instead of working hard on the person I'm providing for, and letting the other bit flow on the other side. So
yeah, beautiful.
That's been really...
That's massive.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes. And it's the same as locking in with the other, locking in why, like, the really big goals and the really big things I want to do, it's locking into that is why I'm making money. It's not because I'm making money or letting money flow into my life so I can do that. It's like that's what I really am passionate and I want to do. So the money is going to come along with the journey.
Yeah.
So it's been an interesting few weeks.
Very good. I'm glad I'll just sit back and wait and see where the next 6 months or so is going to take you.
Yeah, I had this really profound experience today. I had to drive 45 minutes to an appointment and just by myself, and I was listening to a CD and it was about prosperity, money and poverty. And I just had this, I was just sitting there going, wow. And it was like just a breakthrough moment, but I believe it's because of being really open and allowing that stuff to come into my life that, you know, that I was able to get to that moment today. Really rocked up at my appointment, you know, all red-eyed and are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. And you know,
it's a bit of hay fever.
Yeah, but I was a blubbering mess. But anyway, but it was really profound and deep, and I knew it was a breakthrough thing, and so it was good.
Have you listened to that CD before?
Never. That was the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were going to say you'd heard it before, but it hadn't actually sank in. No, you hadn't heard it before. Where did you get that CD from?
A friend of mine just sent it to me. Yeah, it was it just came and perfectly timed.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's really good.
Excellent.
So I just want to say thank you for pushing
You're welcome.
me to do the
You're
course.
Welcome. You're very welcome.
Cheers.
Thank you. Anyone else got anything to share? Any reflections? Anything you thought of while you were listening to James talking? Sometimes when other people share, that can trigger another thought in ourselves. No? So as usual, I'll send you that copy of that PowerPoint, and I might do that now actually. I probably won't get a chance to send you the recording of this until late tomorrow or Wednesday. But I'll send you the PDF of the PowerPoint now so that you can have a look over it whenever you're ready. And I'll also send you guys a SurveyMonkey link for some anonymous feedback. Anything that you wanted to share on that, I'd be really grateful. It's just 10 questions. It shouldn't take you longer than a couple of minutes. Yeah, thank you all for trusting in me and for your enthusiasm and setting all your intentions. And really enjoyed having you all on. And I'll be in touch with you all in the next couple of days to ask you if you'd like to continue to join me in a fortnightly group session where we check in with each other and just keep the momentum up. So that's it from me tonight. Namaste to you all.
Thanks, Steph.
Thanks,
everyone.
Yes, thank you, Steph. See ya.
See ya.
Right.
Thank you.